down the street from Volusia.
2 weeks left to go in the Monday Night Madness season for the summer, and the Coast to Coast Racing League heads to its two greatest tracks. The first one tonight is the penultimate race on the calendar, Volusia Speedway Park here in Barberville, Florida. Always a sight for sore eyes when we come here, and magnificent weather. We get set to go for the B Division Rebels in Monday Night Madness. The Rebels are brought to you by our good friends at Langdon Mechanical. We've got a good one on tap here for you tonight. We'll talk about it in just a moment. Get the race to begin in just a moment. But so glad you could join us here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network and Slide Job Racing Network once that stream goes live. Marty Sakala joined alongside Brandon Dittmer. Dittmer, by the way, reporting from a sauna in Des Moines where it's apparently 100 degrees there. Thank goodness the Knoxville Nationals were not this week. Dean Reynolds also joins me. Gentlemen, let's talk about this points battle here at the moment. And Dean, I'll begin with you here because Jeff Kemper and Cody Graham have given us a great points battle. 2 races left, and with the drops, it's currently 21 points.
Yeah, Cody is Mr. Consistency. He's always around at the end. Might not get a lot of wins, but he's very good. I tell you though, Jeffrey Kemper, he has really impressed me the last couple weeks. He's really got used to the high side, picked up a lot of speed, had some bad luck along the lines, but this is going to be a great race between 2 of the best in Rebels.
Absolutely. Brandon, let's talk about Volusia Speedway Park. This is a fun track. You can race as hard as possible. You can slide job as easy as possible. But with this new tire model, what's going to happen?
Yeah, this tire model, especially this track, is going to put to the test a lot of these drivers' patience and durability. I was racing around here. This place actually has a cushion, so I'm really looking forward to that. Haven't had that in a long time. So we'll see how that kind of plays out in the end.
Excited to see what happens here tonight. Well, let's give you the top 3 in the points here with the full drops here. We mentioned Jeff Kemper and Cody Graham separated by 21 points. Joe Musso also a part of this championship battle, 40 points back with the drops. Without the drops, it's a little bit different. You can see it on the ticker of your screen here. It's scrolling by here on our bottom line. Kemper with 572 points, and Joe Musso is 23 points back. Cody Graham is 34 points back.
But well, the interesting thing, Marty, is Joe and Cody are probably in the same Discord, so they'll probably work together as well.
Absolutely. Try and see what they can do to possibly beat Jeff Kemper. And someone else to keep in mind as well, those top 3 drivers in standings, I believe, are looking for win number 1 of the season, and that is correct.
The blind squirrel just found its acorn.
Well, we're getting set to go for heat race number 1. Heat 1 brought to you by our friends at Flatline Racing Bodies. Let's meet the starting lineup here for your heat race. Dean Reynolds starts on pole position for heat race number 1. Next to him, it's the 122 of Brian Dickens. Row number 2, Jeff Kemper in the 181, and next to him, it's Joe Backus in the 46. Row number 3, welcoming back Logan Wentz in car number 118, and he's next to Superman Kurt Schatzer. He's in the 218. Rounding out the field, starting from 7th, that's the Canadian in the 014, G.J. Boydell. Alrighty, Dean, best of luck in this heat race.
Thank you, sir.
We will put him on mute so we don't have to hear him until we can focus on his heat race. But as we get set to go racing here, Brandon, what are the keys to a heat win here tonight and to start on pole?
Heat win here, I think, is just going to be getting to that top side. That bottom side is going to be fast there towards the end of the night, but right now it's all along that top side, and you got to get across that cushion if you're going to have any chance.
Alrighty, well, the Steve King Foundation pace truck makes the left-hand turn to pit road. It's Reynolds and Dickens that'll bring the field to green. Heat 1 underway from Volusia. And Reynolds gets out to a good start. Kemper looks for the inside for that lead. 4th position, Joe Backus. Car count, though, under 24, just about 17, 18 drivers, our best car count of the season. But my goodness, the top 3 have broken away big time from G.J. Boydell, who is up from 7th to 4th here, Brandon.
Yeah, G's trying to make that low line work, but unfortunately he's just not going to make that. Well, actually, it's kind of the middle line, but Dickens is right up there on the cushion, going right around him as I thought he would.
And this is a track as well where the low line has prevailed in recent outings. This time, high, wide, and handsome Brian Dickens, but Kemper decides to throw the slide job. There's slide job number 1 on the day out at the front of the field, and your points leader moves up to second. Reynolds looks underneath, no yaw in the corner. He could not get the steering to work. Meanwhile, Kurt Schatzer has crashed, and he has brought it into the pits. Boydell makes his way up to third as Kemper just about clips the wall. Let's take a look briefly at what happened with the 218 of Superman. Did he catch the wall here? Yes, he did, and just rode it. Out of the ballpark he went. But Steno currently out in front in that, out in fourth in that number 79. All Brian Dickens though from lap 2 onward, and has a 1.5 second lead on Kemper and Boydell. Boydell looking really strong here in this heat race, Brandon, with 2 to go.
Yeah, Boydell, he kind of came out of nowhere. I don't feel like I've seen him kind of do much of anything lately, but he kind of just came out of nowhere. Yeah, especially since from 7th, I believe you said.
Yes, all the way from the back. 1 lap to go. Definitely is impressive from 7th all the way up to 2nd, but meanwhile making his way through 2, 3, and 4 in the Dirt Track Bank 122 ride. Brian Dickens takes heat race number 1. Boydell 2nd, Kemper 3rd, Wentz 4th, Reynolds 5th, Beck is 6th, and Schatzer 7th.
He found something on that inside.
But anyway, we move things on here to heat race number 2, which is brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. And here's the starting lineup. Michael Birthday in the Training Wheels Racing number 95. He starts on the pole position. He's next to Kevin Fry in the 21. That's the Flying Fry for you. Row number 2 on the inside, that's the Moose, Joe Musso in car number 63. Next to him, it's the Ripper, Lance Ripka in the 125. Row number 3, the Laker, John Krupa in the number 5. And next to him, the Mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75. And rounding out the field on the grid, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer on car number 83. Wheelie time for Brandon, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
If you haven't looked closely as well, new photos on the left wing panel, and if you look closely on the onboard, let's get that camera to move up just a little bit. Hello. Alrighty, anyway. Dean, we're ready to go green flag racing here for heat race number 2. Winner starts on the outside in the front row.
Yeah, I hope everyone did not see what I did in that race.
Hoping it was going to be old Volusia.
Oh, it was terrible. I didn't know where to go, and I had a bad car, so.
Birthday and Fry, though, wing to wing for the lead off at turn 2. Fry gets out with the advantage there. Musso and Ripka were also side by side for the 3rd position. Everyone wants that high group as much as possible as Fry leads lap 1. Birthday throws the slide job and sends it into 1 and 2. Kevin Fry counters it back, and here we go, Dino.
Yeah, they're throwing haymakers at each other, and Masso's just sitting back there just waiting to see if anything will happen.
Birthday again throws the slider in 1 and 2. Got to be very careful about sending it in and also making contact, because in 1 and 2, there's some of that Volusia, Dean, that we like to call the flip pit, and it likes to eat people's cars up.
I've been there a few times, too.
Musso now looks to fight his way on Kevin Fry for 2nd. Not a lot of yaw in the number 21 going through 1 and 2. But Musso may be staying patient. We'll just have to see what happens, team. But the quickest guy on the track, Brandon Dittmer in 5th, 14:88 on the racetrack as we're halfway home.
Yeah, I think Musso's content to stay 3rd right now, because if there's a mistake that happens in front of him, he'll start 2nd, which means 5th for the feature, and with 30 laps, anything can happen.
Absolutely. 3 to go in Heat 2. Dittmer up to that 4th position as he passes the Ripper for the spot. But Kevin Fry still on Birthday's tail for the lead here, Dean. 2 to go in Heat 2.
Yeah, Birthday is, well, it looks like he's doing a little bit of a slider. Kevin's going to try to keep it low. This is a good race. Great race.
1 lap to go this time by. Birthday and Fry, who's going to take it? Fry could throw the slide job into 1 and 2. Let's see what the Flying Fry does. He decides to hold it in there, roll the bottom. He's able to clear. He could slide job in 3 and 4. Birthday tries to counter it back. He puts the bump and run on him. Oh my goodness me! Michael Birthday, 3,000ths of a second. He put the chrome horn on him, baby.
What a finish!
What a finish indeed. Alrighty. We got to watch that again. We got to watch that again and just show you how close this was at the line. Wow. On board with Birthday in that one. How bad do you want that heat win? Birthday wanted it bad.
You know, I was kind of surprised because Kevin Fry, when you talk about Kevin Fry, him on the bottom is, he does know how to run the bottom, but usually you think of him running up top, and I tell you, Birthday just came right on down in there and got a good bite coming off, and he let her rip.
So we are ready to go for heat race number 3, and that is brought to you by Top Notch Trucking. Here's the starting lineup. On the pole, Cody Graham in car number 2 in the battle for the championship. He's next to Daniel Blau in car number 17. Row number 2, Daniel Vaught. He's in the 180 this weekend. And next to him, it's the 814 of Brad Wade. And in row number 3, Gavin Chenham in car number 99 and Anthony Morano in the 32.
Gavin's going to be tough from 5th. He ran really well in the matinee today.
Here we go, heat 3 underway. Cody Graham immediately pulls away from second on back. As it's Vaught and Blau that are wing to wing for the second position. And off the 4, meanwhile, it's Cody Graham that leads the opening lap. Best races for 3rd here, Brandon.
Yeah, we're in side by side on nose to tail, wing to wing, and it's a great battle to watch. Chatham's kind of getting a good entrance in, but whoever's behind him is getting a great entrance off.
I do want to ask you too, Brandon, what you thought about the birthday bump and run?
Oh, that was a great move. I don't care who it is against you. That's a great move right there.
3 laps complete here in heat race number 3. Best race on track. Wait in the 814. Tries to take away the 4th spot from Anthony Morano. Great exit off of turn 2 from Morano. That high side currently right now where it's at, Dean. Cody Graham, though, still leading. Gap a second on Gavin Chenham, who's come close to a couple of wins this season in car number 99. Vaught, meanwhile, in that 3rd position. And we just had as well, Brandon, new quickest lap from Chenham at a 15:03.
Yeah, Chatham's really smooth, and he is really, and just laying down some really decent lap times, hoping he gets that leader to make some sort of mistake, but I don't think it's going to happen.
So 2 laps to go in our 3rd race of the evening. Winner starts inside in row number 2. 3-car race, meanwhile, breaks out. And here's Wade to try again on the high side for that 4th position on the 180 of Daniel Vaught. See if B-Rad can get it to work. Meanwhile, down the back straight, final time here in heat race number 1. It's the driver of the 2, Cody Graham, sees the checkers. Gavin Chenham 2nd, Anthony Morano 3rd, Brad Wade 4th, Daniel Vaught 5th, Daniel Blau in 6th. So heat races are in the books. It's the Oshweekend Speedway warm-up. We will step aside when we come back. Rebels feature time here at Volusia. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
How about the reverse for Lucy Olsen? She has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
we are back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network as warm-ups are finished. Brad Waite the quickest at a 15.15. Casey Jones was impressed with the bump and run that Michael Birthday made to take the heat win by 0.03 of a second. The actual gap that iRacing had for that, if we confirm here on our ends, was 23 thousandths of a second. So obviously our timing different all around. But we're ready to go for heat race number 3. Let's meet the field. Here is your catalytic recovery starting lineup. On the pole, Brian Dickens in the 122, and next to him, Michael Birthday. He's in car number 95. Row number 2, Cody Graham in the number 2, and G.J. Boydell in the 014. Row number 3, the Flying Fry, Kevin Fry in the 21, and Gavin Chatham in car number 99. Row number 4, Jeff Kemper in the number 181, and next to him, it's the 63 of the Moose, Joe Muto. Rounding out the top 10, the 32 of Anthony Morano, and the 118 of Logan Wentz. Row number 6, it is the 814 of Brad Waite to the outside of 125 in the Ripper, Lance Ripka. Row number 7, Dean Reynolds in the 79, and next to the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Row number 8, Daniel Vaught in the 180. Joe Backus is in car number 46. Rounding out the field on the grid this evening, the Mayor, Steve Victor in the 75. Next to Daniel Blau in the 17, that's row 9. Kurt Chancellor and Superman, the Laker, John Krupa, round out the 20-car field. All right, gentlemen. Wishing you all the best of luck. Real quick, we've got one to green. Who'd you pick to win? They have already muted themselves, so they're all focused. They're all ready to go. So, gentlemen, best of luck. They actually can't hear me. They are deafened. So, alrighty. One lap to go until we take the green flag here. Volusia Speedway Park, home of the Gators, home of the Dirt Car Nationals. Watch out for Kemper against Graham very closely. That's the race for the championship. They start from 5th and 3rd, respectively. Ready for the Lucy Olsen start. First feature of the evening, the Rebels underway here at Volusia. Nearly 3 wide for the lead, but Birthday looks to go to the point and lead lap number 1, which he does. Dickens and Graham, meanwhile, side by side for the second spot. Graham wants to play patient, but a stack up from Morano and Chatham on back. I think one of them hit the wall and it led to a smorgasbord behind them. Morano looks to counter it back, can't get any steering though in turn number 4. He's stuck down in the 7th position. Your top 5, Birthday, Dickens, Graham, Kemper, and Boydell, with Kemper looking around the outside for 3rd on his championship opponent. See if Kemper can get that to work. He's currently in the 4th position. Does not want to have Graham closing the gap going into Knoxville next week. Race for the lead, though, breaks out. Dickens rolling down to the bottom, but Birthday leads the lap of the line. Quicker car, though, was the 122 by 2/10. Nice bite off in turn 2 for the 122. He has the lead. Can he secure it at the line? Birthday rolls up top on the cushion. You've got a new leader at Volusia, the 122 of Dickens. Birthday tries to counter it back this time on the low side as they're Hoosier to Hoosier for the lead. Nice run for Birthday on the middle side of the track, and he takes the lead back by 200ths. This allows Cody Graham to close in for the race lead. On board Chatham in that number 99, as he has a nice view to his right side. Birthday continues to lead. Let's see if Dickens decides to throw the slider into 1 and 2. Decides not to. Remember, in the past, this has been a track known as Slide Job City. For all the slide jobs we've seen at Volusia. However, though, with the new tire model, it definitely has changed for sure. Birthday still dancing with the double up in 1 and 2. That high side still working, but here comes Cody Graham to try and make it a 3-car race for the lead. Top three, though, single file, but Graham's got company and Gavin Chatham in the 99 who has company from Morano and company from Kemper. A fun race for the third position, and it's a 5-car battle for second. You can throw a blanket under all of them. We've completed 10 laps, 20 to go here at Volusia. Dickens stuck on that high side, 3 wide for the second position for just a split second. Dickens comes down low to cut off Gavin Chatham, who wants to break into the podium. And it was Graham barely for the third spot. Chatham, though, has control of P3 at the line. It's 3 wide for 4. And your championship contenders are side by side, and they bang wheels in turn 3. Kemper muscles his way through. I think he got 4th position at the line, which is big. And now he looks around the longer way on the racetrack for 3rd. Can he get past Chatham for the position? He can. I'm wondering, though, if for Kemper and Graham that each gave them 2x. We'll just have to see what happens very closely. Biggest mover on track, Kurt Schatzer. He started from 19th. He's up 7 spots into 12th. John Krupa slow on the front straight as the leaders have passed him. We stay under the green flag. We'll watch this closely as the race for second unfolds. Kemper Rosemano. Dickens touched the wall, which helps out the 181. Kemper take the second spot away. Oh, that's tight, though, for Kemper. Chatham gets through barely by the edge of his teeth. And same with Morano. As we are past the halfway point, it's still Michael Birthday out in front. GJ Boydell has crashed. We go to caution as he has crashed in turn number 4. Boydell started from the 4th position, so not the race that he has wanted. So the first Gambler yellow of the race will show you what happened here to GJ. Rode the wall. Luckily the car didn't flip. He was able to keep it on all 4 wheels, so not too much damage on the 014. But Boydell brings it back to the pits. So we will see our first Mission 22 restart in a couple of moments. So keep in mind as well, although Volusia is just about a 1/3 or half-mile racetrack, when we go to Knoxville next week, a new rule will be implemented, and there is no more choose cone. Final race of the season next week. It will be double file restarts with the leader receiving the lane choice. You mentioned Kurt Schatzer, biggest mover. He's up 7 spots, currently in the 12th position. And this will be our first double file restart of the race. Could be our lone one. If we had under 10 laps to go, we should go single file. We're going to watch this restart here for the Chapman Racing drone. It's Michael Birthday and Brian Dickens, row number 1. Gavin Chatham, Jeff Kemper, row 2. Cody Graham, Anthony Morano, row 3. Lance Ripka, Brandon Dittmer, row 4. Dean Reynolds, Kevin Fry round out the top 10. Dickens higher than the rest of the field. I'm not sure what the strategy is. Probably to look at Birthday when the field goes back to green. And Gavin Chatham gets the big advantage to move to second. Same with Cody Graham to third. Dickens lost 2 positions on that restart, so he lost a row. Meanwhile, here comes Chatham for the race lead. Underneath, rolling the bottom, below the 95 of Birthday. But Birthday continues to hold serve. Cody Graham, meanwhile, wants the 3rd position from Dickens. A bad exit for the driver of the 2. Here comes Chatham, though, through 3 and 4. Can the Northeastern Outlaw take it to the point? Not just yet, but it's a 3-car shootout for the lead. Coming to 10 to go next time by. Dick is just watching closely, trying to see what line is better. He tries to thread the needle. The house birthday hold serve. I don't think Chatham saw that one coming. But watch out closely. The guy up 10 spots is in 4th. Brandon Dittmer is up on the top shelf. Let's see if he can get the cushion to work. It's 3 wide for the lead. Brian Dickens takes the 120 to the point. Look at the run that Brandon Dittmer's trying to run. Trying to take a page out of Sheldon Honenshield's playbook. Race for the lead, race for 3rd, but we go to the yellow flag for G.J. Boydell again. And we are hearing that Steve Bixler may have also been involved. There he is. Bixler has come to a stop, and that was after the yellow flag came out. Because of the yellows for G.J. Boydell, here's what happened. Contact possibly with Backus or Vaught. No yaw and hits the 46. Good job from Backus with the car control he had to just keep the car straight. And then let's see what happened after the yellow flag flew. Caution's already out here. Oh, him and Schatzer just made contact. And Bixler loses the front wing. That's a tough break. Tyler Wilson says that it was a classy move by Kemper to back out the 4 wide and save not only himself but everyone else. It certainly cost him, but still a great move. But Brandon Dittmer found something on that restart that propelled him to 4th position. He was running laps at least a 10th or 2 tenths better than the rest of the drivers. So going green next time by. This is going to be a fun restart to see what happens, and it's single file for the rest of the way with 8 laps to go. Not sure that's what you want if you're Brandon Dittmer, who's looking for back-to-back wins. And those guys, I'm watching them right now in the commentary box. They are focused. 8 to go when we come back to green. Dickens fires in the Mission 22 restart zone. Later restart than normal. Here we go. Now get that freebie, but Dittmer again, the first guy up on the cushion. It's starting to thin out though, so just a heads up there. Meanwhile, Chatham low for 2nd. He may look for the race lead possibly. But here comes the Spider Monkey. Top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. It's 3 wide for 2nd briefly with 7 laps remaining. Dittmer, though, catches the wall. He rides it in 2. Not what you want to be doing. You only get 1 mistake. You can't get 2. But Michael Birthday just about bikes it in turn 3. Hangs on to it. I think he's taking notes from Brandon Dittmer. He wants the outside to work again for 2nd spot. He's got company, though, from his training wheels teammate for that 3rd position. He wants 2nd. Chatham, though, wants the race lead. Here they come for 5 laps to go. Birthday's got the cushion working, but Dickens slaps the door at the last second. Chatham, though, not giving up, though, on the bottom as you ride on board with him. Can't even see his opponent up on the outside. Oh, man, they nearly came together. Birthday backs out of it. Dittmer underneath for 3rd. And where in the world did the Ripper come from? Lance Ripka in 6th. But you watch the race for the lead with 3 to go. Birthday again, a powerful exit off the corner. What does Michael Birthday have in the tank that Dickens and Chatham don't have? Dickens up on the cushion, they 2-touch. Chatham to the lead for the first time with 2 to go. And Birthday has fallen all the way back to the 4th position. Wing to wing for the lead down the back. Chatham or Dickens or the field, take your pick. White flag is out, 1 to go. Gavin Chatham and Carbonite. Birthday slides in 1. And it's a battle between the top 2 for the win. Chatham looking for win 1 of the season. Left traffic's in the way and off at turn 4. Chatham's gonna hang on. Chatham sees the checkers. first win in the Rebels this season. Woo! That got crazy right at the end. We had a big crash on the final lap. We have got a lot to unpack after that one, but how about Gavin Chatham? He's come close to a couple of wins this season. Second at Eldora, second at Lernerville, second at Charlotte, fifth at I-55, who was contending for the win in that one. But Gavin Chatham is a first-time Rebels winner. That was not easy. A great race between him and Dickens. Brandon Dittmer, the Spider Monkey, the hard charger of the race. Dean ready to do a wheelie here in victory lane. There he goes. Oh, he's got it. But there's your top three as they will celebrate. Let's talk with Brandon after that one. Oh, man. That was something, Spider Monkey. What more, though, did you need for the top two at the final laps?
I had my thing off. Another gallon of gas.
Oh, you ran out of gas?
I sitting right now, I'm at 0.2 gallon.
Okay.
I needed another gallon or two extra, and I probably could have ripped the top and passed all of them.
You were the first one to work the cushion, and you had a lot of power. You came up to fourth out of nowhere. Was that just the opportunity to find options compared to the guys up front who were focused on racing for the lead?
I don't know if it was really much of finding options rather than nobody else is racing up there. I was the only one up there, and I had all the room in the world, and I took full advantage of it.
Well, it was a heck of a run. You get to race with the Renegades tonight. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Of course, you for the broadcast and inspiration for the scheme. Roger for Coast to Coast and as a whole. Training Wheels Racing, Speed Factory for the setup. This thing is hooked up, man. Oh God. I think that's it.
Alrighty. Well, we'll let you go, man. Congratulations on a good third place
Good
finish.
job,
Actually, we'll keep
BT.
you in
Good job.
here.
Better than Slideways, huh?
Better than Slideless.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice. Oh yeah, that reminds me too. Since all three of us in the booth, we want to give a big hello to Isaac, who again is on a milk carton, like he was in Knoxville.
I got to spend 8 days and 8 nights with Isaac. It's good that he's on a milk carton.
All right, let's go to our second place finisher, Brian Dickens. Brian, that was a dogfight. Walk us through that battle for the win with Gavin.
Oh man.
Where's your front wing, Brian?
I hit a daggone car after the race was over with.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I was just trying to hold on, man, because my right rear it was like totally gone. I was just trying to keep the tail end under it those last 5 laps at least. But yeah, that was a really fun race. Everybody was really good and clean. We bumped a little, but nobody got into anybody too hard.
Absolutely, man. Here's the wreck we're showing right now where he lost the front wing after the checkers contact with John Krupa. So how did you feel your car was compared to Chatham and Birthday throughout the race?
Actually, I mean, I thought all of us was pretty good and equal. Right there, next to the last restart, I started running right through the center of the track, and I was really like catching ground on both of them. And then, like I said, my right rear was gone, and I couldn't hold it there those last 5 laps. The bottom would definitely be the best route to go at the end of that race.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Oh, I got to give a shout-out to M9 Performance, of course. All my guys over there. I wouldn't be able to run like this if it wasn't for them. Hammer Down Racing, Brandon, Kurt, Joe, P2C. You guys for doing the broadcast. Y'all do an amazing job. I like to listen to you guys better than anybody out there. Just saying.
Oh,
we
get your
definitely
nose out of my
appreciate
butt.
Well, we appreciate it, man. Great job tonight, and best of luck in Renegades if we see you there.
All right, thanks, man.
Good job, man.
Let's go to our first-time Rebels winner in Gavin Chatham. Gavin, you did it, man. First ever Rebels win. You've come close so many times this season. How does this one feel?
Woo! It feels good to finally the monkeys off our back. It feels fantastic. And what a great way to do it. What a fantastic race between Dittmer and Birthday and Dickens, man. I know we were all there fighting. We probably touched each other several times, bounced off each other a little bit, but it was awesome. It was a great race. I can't wait to go back and watch that replay. I knew they were all there, and we were running so tight and just going for that win. It was an awesome race.
How much fun did you have in this one compared to the
Well,
other races you've ran this season?
Just had a ton tonight. I've had a ton this season. We've been so dang close every time, and it finally feels good to get a win and what a great fashion too, and a great race. It was a fun, regardless of the outcome tonight. It was an awesome race. It was fun to race up front with those guys, and it was a clean race. We're all running different lines, and we were fast, and that's what you want to see. I mean, it's definitely this new model, new track, the tire, everything else. It definitely it slicked up a lot tonight here, and Volusia typically does. And it's not my best of tracks, but we were running different lines, and everybody was fast, and it was just phenomenal. We're having a great season. We're having a ton of fun right now, and man, it just feels good.
Gavin, did you think running the matinee helped you?
Absolutely. I always
You
think
had a good run there too.
Always, Dean, when you can always run the day races, they don't quite slick up as much as the night races do, but it always just to find a rhythm, momentum.
Yep.
I felt definitely in the matinee, I felt like the bottom was probably the place it was going to be. It just didn't slick off enough up top, so I figured tonight would be definitely around the bottom. And man, damn, you had to be dang near patient on that throttle to come off the corner and hit that moisture coming down the straightaway. You picked it up right. You jetted off the bottom and you were gone. But it was just so hard and so patient to hit, or so hard to hit it every lap and be patient on that throttle. And I thought we were in trouble there the last couple of laps. I thought I stepped on it a little too hard, and then we were catching that lap car coming off 3 and 4, or coming off of 4, and I'm like, you know what, we're just gonna have to go for it and full send it, and hopefully it just works out. And it did, and they were crashing after the checkers there, and I had to do a little evasive action there, but it was just such a great race. I'm just so ecstatic right now. It's just awesome to finally get the first one.
Good run, brother.
Who do you want to give
Thanks,
shout-outs
Dean.
to, Gavin?
I just want to thank all you guys for putting on an awesome broadcast, and Coast to Coast for putting on an awesome league. It's always fun to come out and race and have it's a great time. I just want to thank my sponsors, Chatham Motorsports, Miller Time Motorsports, MSMD, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, and Northeastern Outlaw Motorsports. I want to thank all the sponsors for all the help. I just want to thank all the fans that come out and support this league and help, and all the people behind the scenes, sponsors, everybody that comes out and helps put this on. It's a good time. So I hope we put on a great show for all you fans, and I just want to thank my fans too for all the support I get.
Well done tonight, man. Great job. Enjoy it.
Thanks, Marty. Thank you, everybody.
Gavin Chatham, your winner. Let's show as well before we head to a break. If we can find it, if we still have access to it. I want to go back and look at the accidents that broke out in the final lap. First one we're going to show you is what happened with Birthday.
Yeah, I gained 2 spots on that.
Yeah, Birthday, who spun out,
Almost snuck my way into the Renegades.
running in the 3rd position. Here's looking away on with Birthday. He lost it going in. He was trying to avoid, I think, hitting Chatham, and I think was trying to steer and use the brakes at the same time.
Well, and that, you could,
And
Brandon,
Kemper
did you
got
feel your
involved,
right
too.
rear going in the last 5 laps?
Oh, my right rear was toast.
Yeah. So, Marty, I think that's what also happened is you try to do an evasive move, throttle a little bit, and your car all of a sudden just wants to dart everywhere.
Here's a look at Morano on the outside. Got hit and flipped by Ripka, and he went up on his noggin. Up and over he went. And then after the checkered flag, I believe Krupa, Wentz, and Blau were coming to the white flag. And Krupa first loses it. Gets clipped by Bixler. Yes, that was at the white flag. And then, as they're trying to avoid Morano, Wentz gets collected in something. And then what about... Oh, here's the spin by Logan Wentz that collected Daniel Blau. My goodness, just pretty much all hell just broke loose coming to the checkers. We're like, it's the white flag. Why not? Let's stir some stuff up. So, all right, let's pull up the official results here. We are starting to run out of daylight here because we've got the Renegades coming up in just.
Turn on a light, Marty. You know, you don't have to live in a dungeon all your life.
Chatham with the win, Dick in second. Dittmer third, Fry fourth, Ripka fifth. They're eligible to transfer up tonight, pending IL. Graham sixth, Reynolds seventh, Schatzer eighth, Vaught ninth, and Beck is 10th. That's the big key here. Graham finishing in sixth. Jeff Kemper finishing in the 12th spot. It's going to come down to the final race at Knoxville next week. Oh, my goodness. I don't know what the gap is going to look like with the drop, with the first drop. So keep your eyes out posted for that. Maybe it could be up right now. Let me double check here after 10.
Yeah, I had Cody in front of me for like 10, 11 laps, and I actually didn't even want to pass him because he's going for a championship. I'm just trying to hang on and get a top 5 if I get lucky. But you know what? He was holding his lane. I said, I'm just going to stay right behind him and let him run his race.
Smart man with a lot of respect there, Dino. All right, let's step aside. We're going to go to break here. When we come back, Renegades action. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We are getting set to go here for Renegades, and our good friends of the Renegades are brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. Boy, welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Murray Scala alongside Brandon Dittmer. Dean Reynolds with me for about 5 more minutes before he heads out to...
Probably about 3, yep.
About 3, yeah.
I got to restart the computer.
Dean, what'd you think about the Rebels race? I got to ask you that.
That was awesome. We were talking during the break, the track had many grooves. I think 3 grooves there. It's a little more slicker than what I like, but I got in the rhythm. But, first 17 laps nonstop. And, good battle for the guys going for the championship and everything. And, I was married to the bottom in the middle. I was just going to stay right there because I just didn't feel comfortable running the top yet. And but that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I hope the fans enjoyed it.
Well, before you go, Dean, should we do it already? Should we just do it before you head out so we don't forget?
If I knew what SOB is. No, he's got a new favorite spot.
Okay.
He sits on the toilet seat in the bathroom. Because he waits for me to go to the bathroom, which at my age happens quite often. Because then he knows I will turn on the faucet on a low water thing, and he drinks out of the faucet.
That's my cat
So he
too.
literally will sit there for an hour and wait for me to come in and go to the bathroom to drink out of the faucet. He has new goals in life.
Those damn cats, they love their water.
Oh God, I wish I had that life. No taxes, no nothing. Let's wait for Dean to come in so I can get some water.
Oh, look at my heat, guys. What? This is loaded.
All right, guys, I'm going to go run. You guys have a good telecast. I'll watch later. BD, go get him again, man.
I'll try my best. See you, Dean.
All right, guys.
See you, Dean. All right, ready to go for heat race number 1. Heat 1, as always, brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Gary Taylor, the captain, next to the salesman. Blake Chapman on row number 1. Row number 2, the Spider Monkey. Brandon Dittmer next to the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. Row 3, the Desert Demon. Terry Landis next to Kyle Sargent. Rounding out the field on the grid, the gentleman, Jack Head. Your 2 championship contenders in the same heat as we're ready to go racing here at Volusia. Taylor gets off with a good jump. Blake Chapman wants that race lead. Spangler moves to third spot. Remember your 2 drivers in the championship. If you put the drops all together, 3 points separate Chapman from Spangler, and they are 1 and 2 in the chase respectively. Taylor around the outside. Went way high and loses 3 spots. Dittmer goes to third, and Spangler wants that lead from the salesman. Spangler, though, was quickest last time by. Oh, they get together. Blake's flipping big time. The 2 championship contenders get into it in heat racing. And they're going to have to start from the back. Taylor's in the wall and gone. The new leader is Brandon Dittmer. What the hell just happened? Well, thank goodness, folks, that they are in the feature because the car count is not over 24 tonight. So Blake's your leader. Jack Hitt is in second. Third, Kyle Sargent. Fourth, Terry Landis. And Chapman trying to run without that top wing in fifth because he wants to make sure that he's ahead of Gary Taylor. Taylor, luckily, is in the pit, so Chapman hoping that somebody in the front 4 crashes. White flag coming out this time by for the Spider Monkey. Brandon Dittmer. Get it to the front. Jack Hitt, though, trying to close in. Dittmer will start on pole for Renegades, and I believe it will be his first ever pole in Renegades competition. Brandon Dittmer wins heat race number 1. Hitt second, Sargent third, Landis in fourth, and Blake Chapman to finish in fifth. Once this rolls over to heat 2, we're going to show you what happened to Spangler and Chapman because this chase for the championship just went up a whole notch. Obviously they respect each other. Spangler through the slide job, and man, that is the most violent flip I've ever seen anybody take in iRacing. I gotta admit that. Just out of wheel-to-wheel contact. Let's show you Chapman's flip 2 into the flip pin. Wow, just look how high, how much airtime he got. And he lands it on all 4 wheels and keeps it going. Right on board here. Right there. That was even netcode actually too. That was a flip. All right. Ready for heat race number 2, and that is brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. John Short and Bob DeGood on row number 1. Preston Cranmer and Jeff Barker, row 2. Brandon Templeton, Gavin Chatham, row number 3. And Tyler Wilson, the third man of the championship, starting from the back in his heat race. Second of 3 heat races here this evening. Green flag is out. Short leads at the moment. DeGood stuck in second. Here comes Gavin Chatham looking to go 2 for 1. In this corner, contact with him and the Macho Man, and Chatham forced back to 6th. He had a huge head of steam, and then Wilson stopped it. Oh, in the wall, Jeff Barker. He keeps the car going. Brandon, you had one heck of a heat win. That was a wild heat race.
Yeah, Patrick, after getting in contact with Blake Chapman, kind of slowed down there, and I think parked it. Patrick has such a guilty conscience, but he feels so bad when he wrecks somebody. He hates winning like that.
Oh, DeGood did not realize that Wilson was there for the second position, and he goes through the 2 spot. Templeton underneath for 3rd. DeGood just wanted to run the low line no matter what.
But right there where Tyler's at, that's the line you want to be at. That's the fastest way around this track right now.
However, though, John Short has pulled away. Just ran the fastest lap last time by to 13:55. DeGood, though, underneath, though, 3rd position. That time for Wilson at 13:51. So he closed in a bit, but coming to 2 to go at the line. It's going to be tough here, Brandon.
Yeah, and DeGood's trying to make that bottom work, but unfortunately Templeton and Chatham is just getting that outside working for him, and he's just going to fall back to 5th and just kind of be swallowed up by the train around him.
Alrighty, 2 laps to go, and 1 to go this time by. Another quick lap for Tyler Wilson, cuts it down to 0.6 of a second, but not going to be enough. It's through 3 and 4. John Short takes the checkers. He starts outside of the front row this evening. Wilson, Templeton, Chatham, DeGood, Preston Cranmer, Jeff Barker. That's how the field looks at the end. One more heat race left, and that heat race is brought to you by Top Notch Trucking. Here's your starting lineup. On the pole, Barry Goldner in car number 36. He's next to the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson in car number 127. Row number 2, the Bassman, Roger Craig in the 747. He's next to the Ripper, Lance Ripka in the 125. Rounding out the grid, Jeff Flero in the 200. He's next to the Goose, the 11 of Chad Cote. This looks like a group full of underdogs here. Who do you have your eye on here?
Oh boy, let me take another look at this. Oh wow. I'm going to say with the track state that it's out, watch out for Lance Ripka. He was really fast in practice around when this track state was in the Rebels. I expect him to quickly jump to the front here.
Well, we'll see what happens. Winner starts inside of row number 2. Goldner with a stacked up start for a late firing. Chad Cote, extreme high side. Looks to go up 2 spots early. He's in the 4th spot. Ripka underneath on Barry Goldner. Had to back off or else he would have made contact with the 36. Lap 1 led by Jesse Atkinson. Cote, though, with around the outside of Barry Goldner.
Barry's not going to make it easy for him to pass, but unfortunately just a little bit loose there in 4, and he's going to get it away.
Nearly lost 2 spots in the start-finish line there. And he is holding up. Ripka,
wide contact.
Out. Oh, man, that's scary. Yikes almighty, Bassman. That looked like a fish flopping, and he's trying to get the hook off of him. Dittmer, you saw that one coming. Great eye on that as Cote, meanwhile, looks for the lead. A pair of paint cars in that one.
Yeah, and Cote just kind of went, I don't know what he was trying to go for, but it just didn't work out. He had to get it way sideways to miss Atkinson, and he's losing a lot of ground.
He believes, though, he has a much faster car than Jesse Atkinson. A lot of time to rebound as Craig has refired the 747. Going to try and pull a Blake Chapman. That doesn't even have a front wing on it. It looks like a midget car out there.
Yeah, that car is completely done. I think that right front's also broken, too, so he's got no steering in it. He just needs to park it, unfortunately.
Coming to the white flag this time by 1 lap to go. Hey, here's a fun fact as well in this one. There are more Canadians in this heat race than there are Americans. Unfortunately, there's an American out on top. Sorry to our friends up north. But it's the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson, who's been improving a lot lately in Renegade's competition. He wins heat race number 3. Cote second, Flairo third, Barry Goldner fourth, Roger Craig will finish in 5th.
I did not know Cote was from Canada.
Yep, he is.
I'm going to have to go back and look at that wreck. Holy cow.
That was a wild flip. You can watch that during our warm-up watch. When we come back, feature time here at Volusia. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
How about the reverse for Lucy Olsen? She has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
Welcome back to Volusia. Ready to go for feature time, and Gavin Chatham is the quickest at a 13:87. Here we go, folks. We're ready to go racing here. Let's meet the field in the catalytic recovery starting lineup. On the pole, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Next to him, it's Shorty John Short in the 51. Row number 2, the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson. He is in car number 127, and Gentleman Jack Hit in the 217. Row 3, it's the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson in the 042. Next to the Goose, Chad Cote in car number 11. Row number 4, Kyle Sargent in the 91, and Brandon Templeton in the 31. Rounding out the top 10 here this evening, Jeff Flero, who is in car number 200. He's next to the Desert Demon, Terry Landis in the 161. Row number 6, Gavin Chenham in the 99, and Barry Goldner in car number 36. Row number 7, you have the number 20 of the Salesman, Blake Chapman, next to the 7 of Bob DeGood. Row 8, the 747 of the Bassman, Roger Craig, and the 34 of the Captain, Gary Taylor. Row number 9, the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer in the 07, and the Ripper, Lance Ripka in the 125. Rounding out the field this evening, the High Side Banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39, and the Brew to Beach, Jeff Barker in the 513. Brandon, best of luck. You got a pick to win?
Oh boy. I see Tyler there 2 rows behind me. I think he might be able to get it done tonight.
Alrighty. Alright. We'll have to see what happens. Best of luck, man, alright?
Thank you.
Alrighty, so here we go for racing here at Volusia. 35 laps to take place. Your 2 championship contenders separated by 3 points. Starting from the back. Could be a big race for Tyler Wilson to make it a 3-car hunt for the championship going to Knoxville next week. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be done? And how's it going to be done, I should say. There's always a favorite out there. Pick it ASAP. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck on the pit road. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Dittmer and Short bring us the great showtime in Volusia. Lucy Olsen start, Jesse Atkinson underneath on John Short for the second position. Atkinson has the 2 spot, but Dittmer leads lap number 1. John Short, though, wants that race lead. Barely peeked up on the outside. Jack Hitch working with him. Field makes their way off at turn 4. New leader, Jesse Atkinson. That low line came in early in the race, and later on, it was the high side that was the place to be. Atkinson possibly cleared Dittmer into 3 and 4. Oh, he gets turned in front of Jack Head. Oh, big stack up. Wilson's also involved. Caution flag is out. First Gambler yellow of the day, and it involves the Macho Man and Tyler Wilson. I don't think any of your championship contenders were involved in the incident either. Get you another angle here. We'll watch this from the Chapman Racing drone. Neck coated off of John Short. You see the hit from Wilson. I'm looking for Chapman. Chapman's right there in that purple 20. He misses it. Spangler misses it. Right on board here with the Goose. Templeton also involved in this accident too. How about Jesse Atkinson? He's minding his own business, coming to the yellow flag. So we'll have our first double file restart of the race. And it's Jesse Atkinson that selects the inside. Him and John Short make up row 1. Jack Hitt, Tyler Wilson, row 2. Brandon Templeton, Kyle Sargent, row 3. Jeff Flero, Terry Landis, row 4. Gavin Chenham and Blake Chapman round out the top 10. ready for our first Mission 22 restart of the day. Atkinson holds serve on John Short. 3 wide for the third position as Templeton looked to go 2 for 1. He kept the car straight, which is why he is running near the front. Not a lot of damage. It's 3 wide for third, and Tyler Wilson, despite being involved in the incident as well, he also kept it straight. Oh, Kyle Sargent flips! Onto the flip pin he goes! And luckily gets it back on all 4 wheels, but a trip to the work zone for a quick repair incoming. Here's a look in real time. Racing for that third position. Just touched the tire of Tyler Wilson. Luckily, everybody avoids him. There it was. 4 sidewinders in that one. So second caution of the race is out. We'll get set for another double file restart. Coming to 1 to green this time by. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. Whoa, 29 people watching. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. Casey saw that wreck and he was like, holy. So ready for this restart once again. Atkinson in short, row number 1. Hit Templeton, row 2. Flaro and Chatham, row number 3. Blake Chapman up to 7th next to Terry Landis, or actually 8th next to Terry Landis. And Patrick Spangler is 9th next to Gary Taylor. And we have only completed 5 laps when we come back for this restart. Hold serve. Jeff Flaro a little bit sideways in turn number 1. He keeps it going. Templeton moves to 3rd. Hit and Jenna are wing to wing for the 4th position. And here comes Blake Chapman. Oh, hit and Templeton touch right in front of the points leader. Chapman moves into the top 5. 3 wide. He's underneath both Hit and the 99 of Channel. 4 wide further back, and we got a wreck, I believe. And the wall was Jeff Barker. Ripka has crashed in turn 4, and we go to our 3rd yellow, which means 1 more double file restart coming up here. Four wide in turn number 2. Ripka just lost it by himself. Cote got in the wall, and no damage really on that 125, probably with the exception of the tail tank bar. You can see a little curled up there on that left side. So the Ripper falls to the rear. Won't need to use a quick repair. So our final double file restart is coming up here. Alrighty, we are set for this restart. Final double file restart. Atkinson, Short, Hit, Chatham, and Chapman round out the top 5. So we're coming back to the green flag. 8 laps go up on the board. Dittmer riding the cushion in the back of the pack, trying to gain a couple of spots. Chapman underneath on Taylor, the race for 4th. Spangler also underneath. He's up 13 positions. Takes 6th at the start-finish line. He's just following Blake Chapman in his tracks. Tyler Wilson still stuck in the 15th spot. And Spangler underneath, he wants to close in some points. 3 and 4 wide. Oh, Roger Craig is loose, but he saved it. 1 in the wall, it's Dittmer. Goodness me, this is crazy stuff. Meanwhile, it's Jesse Atkinson still out front by 0.4 of a second. But we watch your championship contenders. 2 car lengths separate each other. Brandon Dittmer's crashed it. No caution flag. Oh, he's on the flip pin in 2. I think he's going to back it up here. Stay out of harm's way now. Is this going to bring a caution out? Enjoying the view up there, Brandon? All right, let's focus back on the race. I think he's just going to watch the rest of the race come up there. Here's Josh Short for the 2nd position. Chatham tries to counter it back, though. The 99 takes the spot. Meanwhile, Chapman fights Taylor again for the 4th spot. Him and Spangler now side by side off for 2, Brent.
Yeah, this is a great battle to watch. I'm up here on top of turn 2.
Taylor shuts the door on Spangler, but it forces Chapman and Spangler wing to wing for the spot.
Oh, man, Gary Taylor's holding his own up there. I am really impressed. But here goes Spangler to the bottom.
He's having an impressive race. Yes, Spangler underneath tries to take away the 4th position, and he has it secured in the line.
Looks like he just got a little bit loose coming in. Taylor gets the wall.
Now think of this as well here, Brandon. Patrick Spangler's up 15 spots, your hard charger of the race. This is huge bonus points. If he can get that hard charger award, he could walk away with a points lead heading into Knoxville.
Yeah, absolutely, and hopefully he's kept it relatively clean. He just hit the wall there. The wall's been really finicky, giving 2 X's out left and right, so we'll see how his incident points end up.
Working lap number 19, Jesse Atkinson led all the laps so far, 0.8 of a second advantage on Gavin Chatham, who's looking to sweep the dirt portion of the program this evening. Coming up next tonight, we have the GT3s at Knockhill. Jeff Barker, Jack Hit racing for the 15th spot. That is a fun race to watch.
There goes Patrick on 3rd.
Spangler for the 3rd spot. Here comes Spangler again for 3rd on John Short. Decides not to throw the slide job. 14 laps to go here, Brandon.
Yeah, he's trying to. He's kind of keeping even with him, but it's just not there yet. Track still needs a long ways to go before that bottom's going to be valuable.
But now he starts to work the cushion, and he got a big run on Short off at turn 4. Slide job for 3rd, you bet. Just like how you did it in Rebels earlier.
Absolutely huge slider, and it's going to work beautifully for him. And he's going to go to work on, who is that in 2nd? Chapman?
That's Gavin Chapman.
That's going to be a fun battle to watch once he gets to his field.
How nervous do you think you are if you're Blake Chapman right now in the 5th position? Spangler is just increasing right now, that points lead at the moment.
Chapman is a very patient driver, so he will wait for his opportunity, as Patrick just caught the wall again. He's now getting to the outside of Short, and he's gonna make it work when he can. And there he goes around the outside.
Chapman he takes away the 4th position. Meanwhile, with 10 laps to go, Jesse Atkinson has some company for that lead, and he's looking for his first ever Renegades win. Finished second a couple weeks ago at Cedar Lake, but last time by, Spangler and Chatham were faster by about 1/10 of a second, and there's lap traffic, Brandon.
Yeah, Patrick's right on the outside or backside of Chapman, but here comes lap traffic. Preston Kramer, and I believe that's Jack Hitt going to be coming up on the leaders, so this will be interesting once they come up.
I believe it was a couple seasons ago when we raced at Volusia. We had a heck of a long run and provided some awesome racing. Now they're side by side for a position. Atkinson tries to get through Jack Hitt without any harm. Uses him as a pick on the low line. He gained a lot on Gavin Channel that time, Brandon. 6 laps to go.
He gained a ton. It's going to be a very big help, but Flero got into the wall. He's lost the nose wing, so he might be a little bit of a factor. And Flero's against the wall.
Oh, man, they nearly got together there.
Oh, Chapman!
Oh, Chapman saves him with a caution waves with 5 to go. Flero parked it in turn 4 to take it to the pits. Oh, my goodness. You got to be kidding me.
Oh, man.
I don't know if I would have done that if I were Jeff. I
Yeah,
understand he's trying to get out of the way, but, like, find a way to get it into the pits.
Unfortunately, I don't think he really had an option. I think that right front broke here on turn 2 when he got into the wall, so he didn't have much turning ability. He had no chance.
It just sucks to see that long run end.
Yeah, that is a very unfortunate thing to happen. And
we were in for a battle for the win.
It was going to be a fantastic battle.
But now we got to take a deep breath here because this is about to get interesting. A 4-lap shootout to decide who wins this. Is that the yellow you want if you're Jesse? I mean, he looks like he's good on the short run, but Chatham and Spangler closed in really well on that long run.
I don't think it is the caution he wanted because he was using those lap cars to his advantage every time he got by a lap car. That gap had opened up very nicely for him, so I think in this open area, I think it's going to come back to bite him.
All right, so let's break this down here. Atkinson and Chatham each looking for their first ever wins in the Renegades. Patrick Spangler looking to continue trying to get into the all-time, looking to continue dominating it and try and get one step closer to possibly repeating. Blake Chapman in 4th. He wants to have the points lead entering Knoxville next week with the drops. And then John Short in 5th. It's been a while since he's been in victory lane in the Renegades. Single file restarts to the end. Brandon, you probably got the best view out of everybody here.
I got a great view here.
Four-lap shootout to decide who wins it at Volusia. There goes Jackson. He fires now. He gets that freebie lap, obviously, with it being single file. But Spangler, though, underneath for second, Brandon.
Patrick, that bottom here in the first lap or two. Oh, there he goes to the cushion. But he is, like I said, him and Chapman are both very patient racers. They're going to wait for their moment to pounce.
Now the high side, remember, came in late in the Rebels. How's it going to be for the Renegades? Jackson goes up there with 3 laps to go. Spangler and Chatham still race for second. That's just what Atkinson wants to see. But he defends to the bottom. How much does Chapman close in? 2 laps to go. The gap is a half second.
And Patrick's right there on Chapman's tail out of the exit of turn 2. But I don't think he has the speed going into 3 that he wants. He's refusing to throw that slider for now. We'll see if he just takes it after.
Final lap underway. We saw a first-time Rebels winner just about an hour ago. Will we see a first-time Renegades winner? Jesse Atkinson, a half a lap away from forever. Defense in 3 and 4. Chatham looks for one final run. A first-time Renegades winner. It's Jesse Atkinson. Gavin Chatham second. Patrick Spangler, the hard charger, to third, and likely becomes the new points leader headed to Knoxville. Blake Chapman 4th, and Tyler Wilson rebounds to finish in 5th. It is still a battle between the 3 drivers going to next week. Jesse's about to take this one all in. I don't know if he can get to victory lane from there. Fireworks come up. Man, what a night of racing here at Volusia. A bunch of long runs, and we get 2 first-time winners. And we could have the chance to make it 3 tonight. You never know. Results coming up here on the screen shortly, and here they are. So it's Atkinson the winner, Chatham second, Spangler third, Chapman fourth, Wilson fifth, Cote sixth, Short seventh, Sargent eighth, Barker ninth, Terry Landis rounds out the top 10. See the rest of the field. Brandon Dittmer, you may have finished last, but you probably won a lot of people's hearts. And you probably won over a lot of memes, too.
Oh, man. I had a really rough race there, but yeah, just ended up kind of wrecking on lap 12 and just kind of sitting there in turn 2, watching the rest of the race. It was really fun.
Now, what if you got hit there in turn 2? What if someone flipped into you? That would have been funny.
That would have been funny. My fear was I had my left front hanging out over the track a little bit, but watching the replay now, I'm well back off of it, so I was happy that I wasn't impeding anybody's way.
Well, let's get to our interviews here. Our third place winner, first off, is the driver of the 39 and Patrick Spangler. Patrick, you may have finished third, but you're probably a happy camper ahead of Blake Chapman and took some very important bonus points for being the hard charger. I believe you have the points lead with drops going to Knoxville next week.
Yeah, not the way I wanted to. Like to have me and Blake start up front there, but it was just a narrow track in the heat race, and 3 points separate us going into tonight. So I felt like I might be able to stab it down there, and then I realized I wasn't going to do it, so I tried just gassing and turning left to avoid him, and I thought there was still some room, but I sent him to the moon, so pulled off there and just decided to make it a race there in the feature, and we got scared. I think the hardest person to pass is Gary Taylor. He was flying tonight.
Yeah, Gary definitely did have a really good race car. How about the race for second at the end? You and Chatham had a good battle. Was that what cost you probably a chance of the win with Jesse Atkinson, especially when that long run ended?
I really wanted to keep going because I felt like the lap cars kept playing into our hands there. I had one going low and the one going high, and then I figured after the restart they were like nose and tail in 1 and 2, so I couldn't really pull a slider because there was no room there. And I kept wanting to try going low in 3 and 4, but then like I didn't know if Gavin was going to go middle or top. So then turned on the last lap. If I would have stayed up top, I may have had him. I tried going low to make something happen. He went the middle, so just guessing the wrong ways at the end.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Just you guys for the awesome broadcast, as always. Roger run the league. Train Wheels Racing with Tyler. Just unfortunate accident there at the beginning. Brandon had run good in the Rebels racing tonight. And Dan Uncle back home watching. Who else? I think that's it tonight.
All
and
right.
sorry again to Blake there. It's gonna be a fun race next weekend or next Monday, and just sorry again.
Absolutely will be. Well, great job tonight, finishing third. Best of luck next week in Knoxville.
Thanks.
Good race, Patrick.
Thanks.
So Patrick Spangler, our third place finisher. Let's go to the second place finisher here tonight, and Gavin Chatham. Gavin, a great night. I know though you wanted to sweep the dirt portion of tonight. What more did you need at the end?
That last caution not come out. I think we were a little bit better, Jesse, when that caution was coming up. We were. I was actually looked at the scoreboard and I seen Patrick behind me, and I was like, he's closing. I got to go. Patrick's pretty good. He's smooth and he's fast every week, and so I had to go. And I felt like me and Patrick both kind of catching Jesse there. And that caution came out, and I didn't feel too good about it, but at the same time, okay, so it kind of closed the gap for me at least a little bit, and I'll try. And was running the same line I was doing before, and just didn't work. And then on that last lap, in 3 and 4, I went to the middle just to kind of protect from Patrick and just secure the second place, hopefully. And I really sucked up to the back bumper of Jesse there coming off the corner. I was like, oh wow, I wish I would have tried this a little earlier. But we were fast on the top, so it was tough to really move around. I felt like those we were making the most ground, and the car felt really good. The car it felt good, it drove good. Just maybe a little bit of driver error there where I needed to maybe switch up my line a little bit.
Well, it was a great run for you tonight, though, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I just want to thank you for putting on excuse me. I want to thank you for putting on an awesome broadcast, doing an awesome job every week with us. I want to thank Coast to Coast Racing, all the sponsors, and everybody who helps out behind the scenes of putting on an awesome league. I want to thank Chatham Motorsports, Northeast Outlaw Motorsports, Miller Time Motorsports, Velocity Race Design, Mike Schick Motorsports Designs. I want to thank all the sponsors for the help. I just want to thank all the fans who come out and watch the races. I hope we put on a good show for you guys. And I just want to thank my fans for the support as well.
Alrighty, well, great job tonight, man. Look forward to seeing you run next week.
All right, thanks, Marty. We'll try to get this A division win next week, maybe.
Sounds good. That's Gavin Chatham, our second place finisher, and to victory lane we go. Your winner tonight in the Renegades, the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson. Jesse, you did it, man. How does this feel?
It feels great. You know, we've been, I don't even know how long it's been. We've been working for this for a good 2 years, I think. It's been 2 years since I've been in Renegades. Been chasing this win forever. I've had a couple close calls. And then this season has just been very hit and miss. I think we have a couple top fives in there, a lot of back marker finishes, but when we hit, we would hit. And tonight we just I don't even know. We just everything was just perfect. Just hitting my line, switching it when I need to. Had some insane drive off the corner with this setup, and here we are.
Now that you got the monkey off your back, does this feel like that you have a lot of momentum where you can keep winning some more races and maybe even be a title contender?
Well, I probably won't be a title contender. I've missed like 3 races this season, but I definitely feel. I mean, with my first like top 3 I got in this series or this season, I had a little bit of confidence. I got another one, even more confidence, and this is a great confidence booster. I feel really quick now. I don't feel like I'm, just kind of in the middle there. I feel like I can finally run up front with all these guys, and it's a good feeling. Maybe if we do the same thing we did tonight on other nights, there's a really good chance we get another win, even a top 3 at that.
Well, how are you going to enjoy this one this evening?
Sleep. I think that's a good idea. I want to sleep.
Probably a good idea, too. So, who do you want to give shout-outs to on this one?
Oh, boy. I got to thank Ager Esports, all the guys in there for helping me and cheering me on. I got to thank 4 Cloak Media, my sponsor, has been with me for forever, it feels like. So I got to thank him. I got to thank JR Racing. Let's see. Gotta thank you guys for broadcasting this. This one's it's definitely gonna be one to look back on. And gotta thank my dad for coming in my room before the race started, telling me he hopes to see I forgot what he said. He said something along the lines. I hope he wants to see good things. So out of this race, I think we did that. And thank you for running the broadcast again. I forgot if I said that or not, but I remembered I did. And gotta thank the league for putting on these races. As always, I've enjoyed these for however long I've been in it. It's just a blast. All these people are just amazing.
Enjoy this one, man. You did it. You deserve it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jesse Atkinson, a first-time Renegades winner. Well deserved for him. Well, we're going to step aside and go to break. When we come back, we're Dirt Racing. Stay with us here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
We are back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network as we are getting set to go for GT3 action here at Knockhill Racing Circuit. Let's talk about this track here while we're at it. First off, Brandon, the big thing you take away from this track early is that it is quick.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't have the track, so I probably won't be joining you for the race. But I'm looking at it's a lot of straightaways as I'm looking at the track map on iRacing. Like you said, it looks fast, and can you get it slowed down there for the corners, and especially racing side by side?
It is a 1.26 mile track.
That's very small.
Yes. Lap times 48 seconds long, or 48 seconds that everyone's just about running here at the moment.
Hey, okay. That'll make for some good racing.
Yes, it should. So first guy you see out there on the track, I know we've got the user interface loaded up here. We're trying to save something here as we speak. Looking at G.J. Boydell in the 014. This time in a Mercedes-Benz, and he's got the, I believe that is, I don't remember what that is. I think that's the same sponsor Canellis has on his race car. If not, actually, you know what? I recognize that front bumper. You know what that is? That's the brand new charity Coast to Coast Racing League is recognizing for week 13, and it was actually announced earlier today, or earlier this week, I should say, and it's kind of one that runs close to my heart, too. I'm loading it up, bear with me. It's the Abandoned Cats Rescue. They're based out of Hamilton, and they're the longest established cat rescue group in the region. It's special towards me because I have 2 cats at home. One showed up on my doorstep or on my deck as a stray, and the other one I adopted a couple months later to give our first cat a friend when we were away. So, but isn't that pretty cool?
That is very cool.
So we've got 7 drivers with us, qualifying just about to finish up here. And the guy that's the quickest, Bob Light. I don't think anyone's surprised over that.
Shocker, Marty. Shocker.
So here's what I'm going to do, Brandon, to keep you on in here. I'm actually going to share my screen with you and share the scene projector I have loaded up here. So you can watch alongside me.
Discord or Ninja?
Discord, I'm going to share it with you.
Discord, gotcha.
So there's Bob Light. Looking at the car choices here today as well. A lot of different, how should I put this? Different cars. More Porsches. We only have 1 Ferrari running here tonight as well. And that is the 513. No, I'm sorry. That's the 181 of Jeff Kemper. Take a look at the times here on your screen.
Is that a 47 flat from Light?
I believe 47010.
Half second faster than anybody else. This is...
It's crazy. It's bonkers.
It's like Tiger Woods against the rest of the PGA. It's not a fair fight.
We need to give Bob Light a reduction in power. Like maybe put him at like 10% reduction in power. You know what I mean?
He'd still walk all over us.
Probably. So, all right, a 45-minute race here tonight. Let's meet your field here in the starting lineup this evening. Actually, it's not finished up. We're not ready yet, so bear with us. It's coming in just a moment. But Bob Light is the favorite. Jeff Barker still kicking the butts here in the points lead. Pretty much has this championship wrapped up, too. So here's how it looks. Bob Light on pole position. He starts next to G.J. Boydell. Row 2, it's Jeff Barker and Peter Thompson. Row number 3, Bob DeGood and Jeff Kemper. And rounding out the field this evening, Jeremy Tate and Roger Craig. Nice to see the Bassman with us here tonight. But Jeff Barker, a 40-point lead on G.J. Boydell. So this one's not too much over, but these will be the 2 drivers that will race for the championship. This, though, is Jeff Barker's favorite series, though, here, Brandon.
$30 seconds, and you try to call on me. It is Barker's favorite series, and unfortunately for him, it is also Bob Light's favorite series. So it takes a pretty good hit on him. But Bob Light has not been showing up for this really very much this season, so it's kind of giving Kemper a decent chance at this.
And this is
Is it
also
Kemper or Barker?
Barker.
Oh shit! Sorry.
oh boy, apologies for that.
Sorry, Roger.
This is also Boydell's favorite series too.
One of these days I'd get decent at these GT3s, but as you've seen from my short time in these, I'm not very good. And the most fun I have in these things is when me and Isaac get side by side and beat up cars and just try not to take each other out.
We're about to find out what happens as the teams get onto the main straight. Glad you could join us for this one this evening. Round 10 of 11 here at the Knockhill Racing Circuit. Good one around the corner for you. Green flag is out. Let's go. And it's Bob Light that gets the jump here on G.J. Boydell as the field makes their way into turn number 1. Light clears immediately by a couple car lengths. Boydell, then Parker, then Peter Thompson in 4th. Jeff Kemper rounds out the top 5. And now they go all the way downhill into a little bit of a chicane here, just barely. First time I've ever seen this racetrack, so bear with me here if I say something wrong. But everyone all pretty much spread out, but it's Bob Light with the edge currently, Brandon.
It's that very, very quick lead, and unfortunately all Boydell can do is just watch him walk away from him nice and slowly. He's going to have to hope for Light to maybe catch some grass and go off course.
Now it's in that wild uphill hairpin. Peter Thompson went a little bit wide. Lap 1 led, though, by Bob Light. You see everything count down here on your screen. But your best race is on track here for the second spot. G.J. Boydell and Jeff Barker, the two drivers battling for the championship. Let's ride on board with the 513. Inside the Porsche here this weekend, you see the manufacturer drivers are racing on your screen. A lot of drivers racing the Porsches. Then there are 2 Mercedes, and then the lone Audi is Bob Light. And then you have 2 Mercedes driven by Jeff Kemper and Roger Craig. And that's the thing, choosing the car really vital with the GT3 racing, because there are some cars that have the advantage. Like one car may have an advantage if it's a long straightaway track, a track that relies on straights. Another track that's tight, focused on turning your car into the corners. You may have a car focused on that, Brandon.
See, that I don't understand that stuff at all. Like, road course racing has never really come to me, and especially like you have 7 different cars to choose from, and some people just can't afford to buy them all and try them all out, so they just have to stick with the one that they bought. But this all goes over my head, and it's fun to watch, but.
Peter Thompson now starting to close in on that 513 of Jeff Barker. That's the race for 3rd on the track. You see the track map and where your favorite drivers are on your screen. We did have an issue moments ago with Roger Craig in the 747, as I believe he crashed, and he did. Let's bring up a quick replay and show you what happened to the Bass Man here. Here comes the Malcolm's replay for you. Just hanging out in the back by himself. And going uphill. I mean, I think you know what they say, slow and steady wins the race. Actually, we may have this right here for you. Is this it here? Yep, this is it.
Go after the S's, so...
Just trying everything to hang on there, if you know what I mean.
Didn't hit the wall. Give him props for that.
Yeah, keeps the car going. Still watching that battle for the 3rd position between Jeff Barker and Peter Thompson. As you see the field does put a lap on the Bassman. Drivers as well will have to pit this evening, make one stop, and it's just going to be a fuel stop here. And we should expect that just between 20-25 minutes into the race. But it's still Bob Light, and look at the lead he's already put up early. 3.5 seconds on Boydell. And with how long this track is here, Brandon, I honestly would not be surprised if Bob Light actually lapped the entire field this evening.
It's a very possibility. The way he drives, it's just so smooth. He spends so much time practicing these things, and it's just so impressive to watch. I will never figure out how he does this.
In fact, why don't we take a ride with Bob Light here for this lap and show you how to run this track. You know, we showed him last week just how smooth he was with the steering wheel. Take a look here.
I want to see the input telemetry on this guy. Really, I do.
I wish we could. I wish they could show us that in iRacing. Unfortunately, I think the only way we're going to see that is if somebody shares like some sort of browser link to us.
I don't know if you could do it because even watching, like, you can see your telemetry on like the replay, but you can't see others. So,
well, I was talking about on like Race Lab apps. If somebody has Race Lab apps and they have like the professional version of it, and someone could copy and paste their link, and then we put it on OBS, we could possibly see their inputs possibly. I'm not too sure yet, though.
I do have Race Lab apps, but I do not have Pro right now.
Yeah, I don't have Pro. I'm not able to afford Pro. That lap, by the way, that Bob put up, fastest lap of the day, 47.84. But we go to the battle for third spot. This one's starting to heat up here between Barker and Thompson.
Thompson just sitting on that back bumper waiting for Barker to make a mistake. I wonder if Barker does get up to the back of Boydell, does he try to make a pass and possibly make a mistake for Thompson to pounce, or does he just sit back for a while?
You know, this is starting to become as well a three-car race for second. Because if you pull this up, Barker's starting to slightly close in on Boydell. However, though Boydell was quicker last time by about 0.04 of a second. Just have to see what goes down here. Better lap so far of the day has gone to Peter Thompson. To see Barker send it in there in that final turn, the uphill hairpin. I feel like Peter Thompson has the better lap time, and I think a lot of that here, Brandon, has to do with the slipstream.
Oh, absolutely. Getting down these straightaways and being right in there, tucked behind two cars, is a big help. Getting a little bit of speed boost there, but you know, unfortunately, it's just probably not going to help him get up there and pass him. You can catch him, but making a pass is going to be very dangerous on this course.
Absolutely. Very tough to pass with a lot of, with it being a short track. I feel like the passing zones we have here at this track, I think the first one is going to be that final turn. That's like the bigger passing zone, but also, and that's where the drivers are. But I feel like let's take a lap here with Peter Thompson. We get a nice idea on these passing zones here. The hairpin, I believe, is one of those.
It's just like Sonoma's. You're going into that last corner, you dive down in there and you brake late, and hopefully you don't start wheel hopping and spin it out. But that is going to be one of the only options here today, unfortunately. Almost gets into the sandpit right there.
This is a passing zone here, in my opinion, as well. Medium straight, going into a 90-degree right-hander. That's a nice passing zone. I don't feel like the chicanes, whether it be entry or middle, are good passing zones to me. Maybe that final maybe at the exit of the chicane, like when they, like at that first one, for example, it was that right-hander, the right, left, right. That second right-hander, we'll show you here once again. It could be one to watch out for. Let's show you on Jeff Barker. So you see he's got the draft off of Boydell. I wouldn't pass here because it's a little bit shallow. I feel like if you're still up to somebody's wing, take a risk, make the pass there.
It's not something you do this early in the race. It's only 9 minutes into this 45-minute race. I don't see what you're seeing, Marty. I don't see the passing zone there.
I mean, it's risky. I can understand that too.
If you try to go on the right side, it's going to be hard to get on the outside going through that left-hand corner, and then staying on that inside going through that right hand without wrecking you both.
It's like calling it the short track of road courses. Or the Martinsville of road courses. Let's just say that.
Ain't that the truth?
Again, this is the battle we're watching closely for second. Boydell in a Mercedes, followed by 2 Porsches, Barker and Thompson. Everybody is actually in the same position that they started at. So that's why this is kind of a little bit of a qualifying racetrack too, Brandon.
You really got to qualify well, as this is one of the few series, maybe if not the only series that actually has qualifying anymore in this league. So it really puts a big effort into making sure you do get a good time down.
Drivers approaching in at the 8 of Jeremy Tate, who actually crashed a little while ago. Let's pull up a replay and show you what happened. He actually had, I believe, 2 incidents. Raced with us last week, but DNF'd early. That first chicane, did he real hop it? Yeah, I think he did. Lost the rear grip. Then here's a second incident that happened with him. That is in the... That's that right-hander I talked about after the mixture of chicanes. That's before that medium straight.
No, that was that hairpin turn into that final stretch.
Oh, okay. Oh, yep, you're right. That's right, I could tell the billboard in the back, so. We did have Jeff Barker lose a couple spots. He is all the way down to the 5th after going off track. And he's going to bring it into pit row this early. I'm surprised he's bringing this in early. Could be to get a quick repair. Let's watch this closely here. Yep, quick repair. And adding fuel as well just to top off. Here's a look. Oh, he made contact with Tate. That's what happened. They were dealing with the lap traffic. And around they went.
And that...
Let's take a ride on board.
It's one of those dangerous spots where I was talking about. I don't know if you're going to be able to pass.
Barker had already gotten slowed up, I think, and he just wanted to get him out of the way, I think. He's just not happy.
Tate didn't act like he knew he was there and just kind of came straight down into that line. That's unfortunate for Barker.
A rule in road racing that they say, especially in multi-class races, if you approach a back marker, don't move, and you're the back marker, don't move out of the way. We'll find a way to work past you. But just with a track like Knockhill, it's just so tough to pass here. You know what I mean?
Especially with all these tight corners and everything. But I think Barker was just like, I don't want to wait. I just want to get by this now. But it's just bad timing. Absolutely. I don't know if Tate got really wound up by something there, but
possibly could have. So Tate's in the pits, hoping to repair his car. I believe he's already used his quick repair. We'll see. However, though, Bob Light currently leads G.J. Boydell, Peter Thompson, Bob DeGood, Jeff Kemper, Jeff Barker, Jeremy Tate, and Roger Craig. You're not going to miss a thing. We go side by side. Stay with us at the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
We are back here as we have just about 25 minutes left to go. Bob Light still leads. The gap, though, 11 seconds on G.J. Boydell. So, Brandon, we mentioned earlier, I think the challenge for Bob Light's trying to lap as many cars as possible, maybe lap the entire field. I don't think he's going to do it with the way G.J. Boydell and Peter Thompson are racing.
GJ and Peter have been doing a great job today, especially running so close and keeping up some nice pace. So they're going to throw a wrench in Bob Light's plan to lap the field. But still a long ways to go, so you never know what will happen. But it's been a pretty good race between these two so far.
Did have more issues, though, with another driver, and that other driver was Jeff Barker. Here's a look. Came in as the points leader by about 40 points. And this championship battle may come down to Long Beach next week between him and G.J. Boydell for it all. So trying to see here where he crashed. That may have said he crashed, but he actually didn't. He was trying to let Bob Light go, I believe, in this instance. And yeah, I believe that was the case there, Brandon. But Thompson has closed in, though, on G.J. Boydell. Here we go for the race for second, Spider Monkey.
Yeah, he's right there. Unfortunately, he just lost a lot of ground through those S's, but it's really tough to find a good place to pass, and especially to get a good run out of the corner. As you see, he's losing a lot of ground off the corners, but making it up going in. But how are you going to find a good spot to finally get a run?
Absolutely, because you don't want to do it really in the S's, but if Thompson stays tucked up behind them, you see closely in the rearview mirror. Let's compare the sectors here this time. You see Boydell was a lot better in Sector 2, which really helped him out, but Thompson stays up there locked and tight, but he catches the gravel, though.
I've seen Thompson doing that a lot lately, is catching that gravel coming out of that corner and just messing him up just enough to not let him get a run.
So much faster Boydell is in both sectors. Delta currently 0.7 of a second, make it 0.8 of a second between each other. I will check here for Sector 3. Boydell better all around that lap. That's the race everybody's watching closely. We are approaching as well green flag stops in just a bit. 3 drivers have made a stop so far today here, Brandon. Jeff Barker, Jeremy Tate, and Roger Craig. But that's all really been related to a damage situation.
Personally, it'll probably end their chances at really a good run here. Maybe after these pit stops, Barker may be able to get back on the lead lap and maybe a chance at a possible top 4, but fortunately his day might be contained to 6th.
Thompson again all over the rear wing of Boydell for the 2nd spot, but I believe we are seeing some activity with GJ Boydell, and Thompson wanted to let off because he did not want netcode issues to get into the back of Boydell with them having great runs.
The gravel pit is really starting to scare Thompson after he's hit it so many times, and that's the thing. Like, you get off track here, these things they act like they're on ice and they go straight into a wall. So he's got reason to be scared of that gravel.
Just have to see what happens here as the field goes into turn 1.
He's really wide through that first S corner.
Yeah, it definitely has been. Are you talking about Peter or GJ?
Peter.
Check once again here. That's the onboard from GJ. GJ looks so good on exits though here, Brandon.
That's what's really keeping him in this fight right now. Is those exits. He's really slow on entry, but he's just getting great launch off the corners, and that's what's going to help him keep that second and possibly fend off Peter in the long run here. Look how wide Peter goes out of that first S.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about there. You see how he nearly catches the gravel there. You see they are also approaching Jeff Barker, that lap car, who ran who was up with the 2 at the time before he had the accident with Jeremy Tate.
Here goes Boydell.
Yep, Boydell comes in to make his pit stop. Let's bring up the pit road situation here and show you how long they run their stop here for. So Boydell, a 13-second pit stop, just for fuel only, and so he's on the right track there in this situation. So now we just wait for Bob Light, Peter Thompson, and Jeff Kemper to come in. Light and Thompson, the gap is 15 seconds, Brandon.
Man, I'm just watching Bob Light right now, man, on shared screen, and he's just so smooth.
Just incredible.
It really is. I'm so impressed. And he's still not coming into pit. Oof.
Gonna play it safe and actually, why not take the risk here? We do have a race though here between teammates, Brandon, and it's for 5th. Jeff Barker and Bob DeGood. They are though a lap down to Bob Light.
They're probably working together in their team chat, just saying, okay, we're in a decent spot, decent-ish spot, and let's try not to ruin each other's race right now, and maybe get out of here with 2 race cars intact.
I think they just want to figure out here too, how do they let, I believe that is Peter Thompson through.
Yeah. And you really got to try and do it without losing too much ground, and it's almost impossible, especially when he's just that far behind. He's close, but he's not close enough. And he's not really gaining, but he's not really losing either.
.6 of a second is the gap. Again, still waiting on a driver in the top 3 to make a pit stop. As we've got just about 15 minutes left in this one. Well, while we're at it, let's give you your schedule here for the rest of the week and next week. What's coming up, brought to you by our friends at Dillon Westbrook Racing. Tomorrow night, this is what's on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Tomorrow night, we've got the Truck Series at the Milwaukee Mile. Start time is at 8:30 p.m. Our friends at OSRN have the coverage. Wednesday night, the Hometown Hero Sprint Cars will run at Lima Land, and then the Xfinity Trail at Watkins Glen International. Our friends at OSRN also have the coverage for that one. Thursday night is Thursday Night Thunder. The small blocks and big block modifieds are at Cedar Lake. Brett out of UDTV has the coverage for that. And then the Cup Trail is at Watkins Glen International. Travis Pierce here to Extreme eSpeed TV have the coverage for that one. Both of those broadcasts Wednesday and Thursday begin at 7 p.m. Then on Sunday Night Showdown on Extreme eSpeed TV, featuring the midgets at Lucas Oil and Pro Late Models at I-55. Those broadcasts begin at 8:15 p.m. As you see a change for 5th, Bob DeGood makes his way past, and it says like they crashed. They actually did not. Don't worry. And of course, next week for us, Championship Monday, Knoxville for the sprint cars. Cannot wait for that one. Then for the Aspire Sim Racing GT3s, the streets of Long Beach. Don't want to miss out on those. When Brandon, you and I talked about this at the break here, we have an update with the drops here. Let's talk about next week's sprint car race. And actually, we missed it too. Bob Light did make a pit stop last time by, so Peter Thompson has the race lead by 10 seconds. But we have an update from Patrick. The Rebels points, let's begin with that. Jeff Kemper and Cody Graham are tied going into Knoxville. That's crazy.
It's very crazy. Race all season long, just go tied into the last race. That puts all the pressure on your shoulders to race the best race of your life, especially at Knoxville of all places.
And then we talked about as well, Patrick Spangler's hard charger gained him a couple bonus points. It paid off. 5 points. Spangler is up entering next week.
Yeah, the hard charger, plus doing that all with 0x as well. It's a big big accomplishment, especially at Volusia, and that wall being so touchy. But Blake Chapman and Patrick Spangler, two of the best guys in Renegades, two of the best guys in the league in sprint cars, they're gonna.
Oh,
they're gonna
Thompson! Touch
Oh,
the
no.
gravel and kisses the tires.
Oh man.
Was
That's
running in
unfortunate.
third at the time. He's down to fourth.
Dang, man. That's unfortunate.
Kemper
for
comes in
Thompson.
for his final stop. How about Long Beach next week? Let's talk about that too, what you expect for that race. You know, that's obviously a lot of 90-degree corners, but it all could come down to turn one in the fountain corner, as well as the tightest hairpin the drivers will go through all season.
Let me pull up the road map for this, and holy cow, that. How do you even begin to learn how to navigate this course?
I mean, you go watch YouTube videos on iRacing.
That might be the option to go to, but yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to say the least. Oh wow!
Absolutely.
I don't even know how to start describing that. I'm sorry, Marty.
Rest of the title races next week. Trucks are at Kansas. Hometown Heroes, the sprints are at Eldora. Xfinity is at Daytona. Thursday at Knoxville with Cup at Daytona. Sunday's championship races, the midget we mentioned, Lucas Oil, and the Pro Late Models I-55. So that Pro Late Model race at I-55 with how tight that track is, that's going to be crazy.
I guess I don't know how many people we've been getting on the pro lates, but yeah, I-55 is already tough enough in a sprint car as is, and yeah, those late models in there with twice the length of a body, twice the length of body. Oh man, it's gonna get real hectic really quick, and it's gonna be a fun one to watch.
Absolutely. All right, let's step aside and take one more break here. 11 minutes left to go in this one. When we come back, we're taking you to the finish. Stay with us.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
Five minutes to go here at Knockhill for Bob Light, who has led from the get-go. Will be his fourth win of the season, breaking the tie with Dan McLaren. Should he hang on to this one? However, though, that's not the dominant. I mean, he's led the entire race here, Brandon, but not the big gap that I think a lot of people expected. As G.J. Boydell has kept it consistent, 16 seconds is the gap. That's about a third of the length of this track.
Yeah, Boydell's been really putting in a lot of work on his off time, and you can really tell. I feel like a 16-second gap to Bob Light in one of these cars. That's a feat in and of itself.
Absolutely. Drivers have completed 50 laps here so far today. We are not sure if this reaches 48 seconds when the white flag will be or how many laps he has left. That's just because of how quick the lap times are here. If I were to guess, he has at least 5 laps left. And I'm probably correct on that. The closest race we have on track is the race for third, Peter Thompson and Jeff Kemper. If I were to guess here as well tonight here, Brandon, the only 2 drivers without incident. Oh, Thompson in the gravel again and off the track, and that could affect his chances for a podium. Yes, it does. Jeff Kemper, despite hitting the sausage, goes to third, but he had to hang on for that one.
Kemper really threw it in there and he saw Peter coming back across the track, and he's like, I'm going to get this spot now, not going to let you get back in front of me. Because Peter has been having problems with that pit all day long, and finally catches him once again, I think for the second time in this last 20 minutes, I believe.
But now, I mean, you saw Thompson there get loose off the final corner. But now, Brandon, we have a race to see who will get the bottom step of the podium.
This is going to be a fun one to watch. As long as Peter can keep it on the track, he's going to make this a great fight, and I can't wait to see the end of this.
You can just see how tight that gap is on your screen. Let's compare the sectors here. Sector 2, Thompson was better. How about this final corner? Thompson did really well in that corner exit, and he's got a slipstream off of Kemper here. 4/10 better in the final sector with 2 minutes to go.
Interesting angle there from Kemper.
Oh, big run here. Kemper got the gravel. And Thompson moves into the 3 spot.
Kemper just got a little wide there, unfortunately, going through that corner.
So nice rebound. Sorry, go ahead.
Kemper's going to have a lot of work to do. He's definitely not as fast as Peter right now.
So a nice rebound by Peter Thompson to get back into the 3rd position. But no mistakes here the rest of the way, or else he will lose that 3rd spot. At the same time, he can't be patient.
I mean, he's got to feel really grateful for after how many mistakes he has made to be in that 3rd spot. So I think he's just gonna really settle it back down here, kind of let it get back into a rhythm here.
Bob Light will have 2 laps to go across the start-finish line. Will be enough time for 1 more lap, as there were just about 55 seconds left to go. It's been running about 48-second laps on average here today. Do we have the chance to show you the average lap time here? Don't think we have the opportunity to do so. Let's show you as well for the heck of it. Let's show you the off tracks if you're keeping track at home. Light and Boydell have had the cleanest of races here today.
I don't think I've seen a single mistake out of either of them.
There's the white flag. Both white flags are showing for Bob Light. We are on the last lap here. Fun fact for Peter Thompson, that last lap when he passed Kemper for 3rd, best lap of the day for him, not the fastest lap overall, but it was a 47.94. We have seen 2 drivers with under 48 second lap times. Peter Thompson joined Bob Light in that.
And he get going rhythm right there after he got back by Kemper, and he's just like I'm not gonna let this be the end of me. I'm going to push on, and I'm going to get that bottom step at the podium, no matter what it takes.
Meanwhile, through the front stretch for the final time, Bob Light takes the checkers win for the season, and the quickest lap of the race at a 47.62. Capped it off with an exclamation point. Here comes G.J. Boydell across the line. A clean race for him helps him out to finish in the 2nd position. The race for 3rd, 2 seconds between Peter Thompson and Jeff Kemper as they make their way through the hairpin. Final corners for them. Thompson will come to the home stretch. He finishes in 3rd. Jeff Kemper had a great race as well, but he has to settle for 4th at the end for the Ferrari. And
Bob Light's like freaking Max Verstappen out here. He's got a 15-second lead. He's just like, screw it, I want a faster lap time, and just throws it down.
But the Audi takes it home in the end. We'll gather everybody up here. Just win on G.J. Boydell once again. Jeff Barker, though, 6th. G.J. Boydell in 2nd. Boydell has made this a race for the championship going to Long Beach next week.
Yeah, especially with Barker having such a bad day and a lot of incidents to boot. Really going to help Boydell there, especially with he had 0 incidents, correct?
Yes, 0 incidents.
So that's a 5-point jump right there, plus however many incidents Barker ended up having. So it's going to put a very interesting swing there going into next week.
Absolutely. All right, let's pull up the official results here for you from tonight as everyone has finished this race. And it's Light the winner, Boydell in 2nd, 3rd Thompson, 4th Kemper, 5th DeGood, 6th Barker, 7th Tate, and 8th went to Roger Craig. We're going to see if we've got G.J. Boydell with us in 2nd. Well, we'll go to Peter Thompson here first, our 3rd place finisher. Peter, a nice way to rebound after you spun out there in the gravel and kissed the wall with the front end. But walk us through that rebound past Kemper and get your way back up to 3rd.
Oh man, do I want to talk about it? So I had some. I was making a lot of the same mistakes, and as tire wear started to set in, my car wasn't running the line that I was used to running. So I kept trying to run it the same way the whole race, and eventually it started to kind of lose that. So, but after I hit the wall, I just knew I had to stay a little more consistent, and I definitely was pushing way too hard.
Other than that, what other positives do you take away from today?
Honestly, that last back half, honestly, was probably the best I ran. I mean, I got very lucky that I noticed was it Templeton who was in front of me? I noticed he clipped the dirt a little bit, so I saw my window of opportunity and I took it as soon as I had the shot, and thankfully I was able to hold him off for the rest of the race.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Definitely shout-outs to my teammates on Aspire Sim Racing, all our sponsors, and to you, Marty, for always being a great commentator for us.
All righty, well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Marty. See you.
Peter Thompson finishing 3rd. Let's go to G.J. Boydell, our 2nd place finisher. G.J., a clean race for you here tonight, and a great run. What do you take away from it?
I think we're setting up for a fun week 12. Just same old thing. Be smooth, hit your marks, and no incident points.
Well, yeah, I don't think you had any incident points tonight, correct?
That's correct, sir.
All righty. And Jeff Barker obviously finishing 6th. You have made this, I believe you've made this, a championship fight headed to Long Beach next week.
Yep. We'll have a ball with it, like we always do.
What do you think about that track going on into next week?
It's a challenging track. The part that gets me on that track, believe it or not, is the last turn.
Alrighty, yeah, it's definitely a tight hairpin, so I'll just have to see what happens there. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I want to thank gentleman Joe Canellis, and We Let the Dogs Out for You, and, of course, the Abandoned Cats Rescue Group.
Definitely love that charity, man, for sure. Alrighty, we will let you go. Great run, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yep, thanks for having me, Marty, and have a good night. And you too, Brandon.
Have a good one. Good race.
Thanks, Brandon.
So G.J. Boydell, our 2nd place finisher. Now we go to Victory Lane, Extreme E-Speed TV Victory Lane. Your winner tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Bob Light gets it done. Bob, you made it look easy out there. Well done tonight.
Yeah, there's not much easy about this track. It's just staying between the lines, trying to keep the tires cool.
Was this race, with how short this track is for a road course and the passing zones here, is this really a qualifying track?
Yeah, it really is, Marty. I mean, if we had 15 or 20 cars, it would be real chaos out there.
Other than that, what positives do you take away from tonight?
Just a lot of fun racing with a good group of guys. Wish we had more.
Absolutely. Long Beach next week. How you feeling about that track going in?
I love Long Beach. It's a lot of fun. It's a real disciplined track. You don't want to touch those walls.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Yeah, Aspire Sim Racing, all my teammates there and all of our sponsors. Epsilon Sprint Wraps, RS1 Trackside, Slide Job Racing Network, Marconi Setup Shop, and as always, the league and you guys for doing the broadcast. We love it.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go, Bob. Great job tonight. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, sir.
Bob Light gets it done. Brandon, I think we need to get him in a dirt car at one point in the future. I would just love to see Bob try a dirt race. We'll get the cams back on here right now. Just a heads up.
Has Bob ever raced in dirt? I don't remember him being in a dirt car.
I don't think he's ever been in a dirt car. If he wins this championship, someone needs to put him in a dirt car. So
maybe we can get Dino to put him in a Venom car.
Yes, possibly. But next week, Brandon, we have got a hell of a championship week on Monday night.
Oh my! Next week's gonna be madness, man. It's gonna be so fun to watch. I almost don't want to race because that's how great this battle is gonna be. But I want to be in that so bad. I know I have no chance to win the championship, but I want to. Oh man, it's gonna be a fun one.
Absolutely. Get your Galen's popcorn ready for this one, folks. You don't want to miss a single second of what's coming up next week. Brandon's got it ready. He has got it ready. He's not even going to open that bag until next Monday night. So that is going to do it for us here for Week 11. On behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing League, Extreme eSpeed TV, all the fine drivers and sponsors, Roger Craig, Preston Kramer, and the fine, wonderful group of admins. On behalf of my broadcast partners tonight, Brandon Dittmer and Dean Reynolds, Marius Callis saying so long. Congratulations to your winners here this evening, your winners tonight. First-time winner, Gavin Chatham and the Rebels. First-time winner, Jesse Atkinson and the Renegades. And Bob Light takes the win, the GT3. So long, everyone.